Sounds a little fuzzy. Oh yeah, there we go. Are we actually a little fuzzy? Oh yeah, there we go. You know, are we actually a little fuzzy? I think we're fine. I I I think the fuzz was just illusory. It was illusory fuzz. Salve, Hannibal Montana, and Triple X Fantasy. I don't know. I don't know how wrong I am for suggesting this, but is it just me, or does the phrase "triple X fantasy" like? Oh, geez, the music was loud. Does the phrase "triple X fantasy" like strike you as weirdly wholesome in the insane, debauched, um, the complete social collapse of our tastes and morals and values that we're living through in 2016. A triple X fantasy sounds quite quaint. It sounds quite wholesome. Um, Usually heteronormative for sure. I think that's quad X. Right. The triple X rating never actually really existed, did it? It was just supposed to be used by pornography marketers to try and like say that, oh, our pornography is real nasty and gross, but 1x wasn't enough for it. And now that pornography that is like really not nasty and gross but relatively vanilla has had to market itself as triple X worthy material for multiple decades, and that it's just so clearly obvious now that when it comes to aspirations of normal human sexuality, your average normal human being is so far way off that average normal pornography is like something that I feel like I look at that username triple X fantasy and I do immediately associate it with the pornography, but there's something funny. There's something funny. It's not like, oh, I hope grandma's not on. It's like if grandma was logged on and saw that username on a Twitch chat gaming subscription. I'm sure grandma, if grandma's been reading the news these days in 2026, grandma would find it a cute, quaint, funny name. Not exactly wholesome, but only as spicy as like Texas Pete mixed in with your ranch. It's it's just like an acknowledgement that normal human sexuality exists, and that's quite vanilla these days. I want to point out that there's a character in this Metal Gear game named Wise Man, and this was before the Kojima naming conventions started getting really crazy with Peace Walker. This is several games before, in fact. Hot Cold Man is a guy who shows up in Peace Walker, and then Death Stranding is where I think someone named Someone Man really gets uh, out of bounds to offend common folks' decency and morals apparently. But we have Wise Man here. I guess no one was complaining about it back in 2005 or whenever, but it was happening. I don't love Snake's model, but I do like it. I think it's cute. I think it's quaint, but it is several levels of jank below what you're usually used to seeing the character get rendered like, where not only is the character usually maximizing the technical prowess of the hardware he's on, but also the artistic prowess. And I think I can see the tech, but not necessarily the artistic prowess here. I don't know how different his face would look on a smaller screen, but it's very important that for the low poly version of Snake, his face is is hilariously under-detailed. With high poly versions of Snake, his face is always making a very conscious expression. We're somewhere between. You can't use your imagination to imagine his expression, nor can you use the technology here. It's a very cute, acceptable model, but the Metal Gear Solid series is associated with excellence. And that Snake model is only about as excellent as this salad, which is really good. Anyways. I also forgot that the portraits like spin away and shrink and expand when they come and go, like they do a 1080 and shrink and blow up like a spinning newspaper transition in an old-timey movie, or the Batman logo in 1960s Batman. Oh. Metal Gear Acid 2 is really churning through the grease and gears of my computer machine here. I think I saw it spurt a bit of smoke just then. I'll let you use your imagination for whatever kind of cartoon sound effect you associate with these portraits spinning away and spinning upon the screen. The opposite of away. Spinning away and spinning into. Don't get too messy. What did he mean by that? Right. Snake said right, and that reminded me right. There was an internal power conflict. Okay, so what was the story of Metal Gear Acid 2? Take out all security guards. Quite unconventional for Snake, but this is not a normal Snake, and it's not like the real games don't have forced combat every, I don't know, like once or twice for the whole games. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 Garderinos. So yeah, Metal Gear Acid 2 opens up with absolutely fucking nothing that I remember from Metal Gear Acid 1. In fact, it almost seems to take place in an entirely different continuity, which is already taken quite a leap from the normal Metal Gear Solid continuity. This is a different timeline. It's non-canon, like Ghost Babby. But anyway, we might be venturing into a new layer of the non-canon iceberg here, because this might be a non-canon sequel to an already non-canon sequel. So, in the last game, Solid Snake is sent on a secret mission by the government to rescue the presidential candidate of the, like, 2014 election or something. One of the presumably two major candidates is getting kidnapped on a jet by terrorists. Oh no! It's a very sticky, slicky situation. The president gets kidnapped by a supervillain girl who controls evil puppets using mind control magic that the government was working on in a secret project. And so Snake goes into the mind control magic base and blows it up. I think you learned that they were using mind control magic on Metal Gears at some point. And at that point, Snake no longer hesitates and fully internalizes the moral righteousness of his mission. So, Snake has an identity crisis halfway through the game and forgets who he is, but then I think he remembers. I don't know, I didn't actually get to the end. I didn't enjoy it very much. But Snake has an identity crisis. Otherwise, I'm assuming that he blows up a mind control magic Metal Gear in the secret facility of a government secret mind control magic project. Now, forget everything I just said, because apparently in the beginning of Metal Gear Acid 2, we found out that days before this game's story begins, Snake was blowing up Pablo Escobar's drug factory. That's what happens in the in media res between these two games. One can only assume, because I am assuming that this is taking place in between the two games through some plot revelation that'll happen later. Because nothing in the previous game I recall having anything to do with that, nor does it really seem to, like, fit Snake's character, who exists around real-world political problems. Oh my god, his neck's expanding! Okay, so that's another fun fact for this playthrough, is that the longer I talk for a tangent, the taller Snake's neck hole is gonna get on his shirt. So let me just enjoy this delicious cracker with mustard and sausage on it as we watch as we watch what happens when nature takes its course on the body of a young, athletic, active male who's getting really bored and doesn't have anything to do and is just waiting on some orders from up high. Oh, that's good. That is a good sausage cracker. Hello, Eddie. Eddie wants to jump up on my lap, but I have too much food. Eddie, I don't want to drive your dog senses crazy with the temptation of my sausage crackers. Alright, so in Metal Gear Acid 2, Snake was on his way home from doing normal Snake things like blowing up Pablo Escobar's drug factory. Instead of him blowing up the Metal Gear factory, he's blowing up drugs at the Pablo Escobar trademark drug factory. On his way home, he gets arrested by the FBI for entering the country illegally. And in order to not get deported, he has to do a secret mission for the FBI in exchange for his freedom. So his mission is to infiltrate into the headquarters of an evil company that is being patrolled by an evil security company. And this FBI guy just doesn't even know what's going on and just wants Snake to sneak inside and see what's going on. Oopsie whoopsie, as soon as Snake sneaks inside, there's an internal power struggle at the FBI and a different evil government agency takes over. I think it's just a different FBI guy. I think he alleges that the first FBI guy was not doing FBI, he was not sending you on a secret FBI mission, he was just sending you on some kind of personal thing, and it was very corrupt and informal and not going through the proper channels. But we're trapped in the headquarters of an evil company, and they're sending evil guards after us because we got sent on a stupid mission by a stupid guy who got backstabbed by a different stupid guy, Wise Man. And that's the story of Metal Gear Acid 2 so far. It's like Shakespeare. High quality. Alright, let's not hit the oil slick. Yeah, we leveled up or whatever. Gray Fox! It's Deep Throat. What if Gray Fox called Snake anonymously and said his name was Caligula? What if Gray Fox called Snake anonymously and said, "Just call me Debbie Does Dallas"? Debbie Does Dallas. The Watergate informant. Eddie, no, hold on a minute. I'm playing Metal Gear Acid and eating sausage crackers. When I finish the sausage crackers, you can sit in my lap and play a game while I play a game. Anyways, just press the O button, okay? Good, seems like I'm getting through. What if I pressed X? I'll press X just to... Blackboard. BB. Oh my gosh, it's a BB. It's all the Metal Gear games and Kojima games are all the same game basically. BB, everyone's favorite Death Stranding character, is gonna show up here in Metal Gear Acid 2. Hey Snake, it's me, your secret informer, Pirates 2, Stagnetti's Revenge. Colonel, why are all my informants named after popular mainstream porn movies? Colonel, why are all my informants named after XXX fantasies? What's going on here? I'm just talking to myself like a normal person. Thanks, Snake, for looking like a crazy weirdo in exchange for our clandestine secrecy here. What a hero. Definitely time for a sausage cracker. So now that this guy's covered in oil, can I, like, use fire magic on him for extra damage? Does this game have an elemental magic system? It should. Every game should. Seriously, where's the, like, white phosphorus incendiary grenades? Oh, yeah, it's this thing. We gotta make a save state before I use it, though. So what was the solution that I didn't actually do? It was, I think it was just download a new version of PPSSPP. Alright. That thing is a weapon of mass destruction. That needs to be outlawed. There needs to be a convention about this. A very serious convention about a very serious issue. Okay, do I want to blow up the barrel with my tranquilizer? Do I want to wear a box? Do I want to stab a guy dead? If we're really operating by an optimally safe protocol of actions here, then we should just shuffle the deck until I get Cyborg Ninja again and use Cyborg Ninja on every single guard in this area. They don't even try to explain the Cyborg Ninja card, do they? Oh, when I traced that packet, I hacked your firewall. I looked at your top secret files. Heard enough to know what's going on. An armed uprising. Oh my goodness. I think Snake is no longer flat on the wall. These guys, I'm gonna feel bad for killing them. Can I non-lethal my way through here? Can we make that tranquilizer give us some wiggle room? Okay, so maybe if or when I get in a fight with them, it should be around these slicks. Can I stack 2 of these for a plus 40% boost? And play 3 cards. Is that enough to play 1 card to walk over here, another card to shoot him, and then another card to retreat? Let's find out. I kind of also want to find out if I can stack. No, 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 no! Yeah, like, what's my range here? Okay, we'll load the state. That'll be the one time tonight I get that cheap with the save state exploits. I don't know. The more I think about it, it seems there we go. It seems likely that I'm going to feel the temptation to do that a lot if I'm having to use save states to account for a glitch I'm going to be seeing a lot of. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh yeah, Pablo Escobar, who apparently had a Metal Gear. The concept of Metal Gear came up in the prologue. I'm trying to remember though if that was actually the story, like if Pablo Escobar was actually working on a Metal Gear. Okay, that's my first card, my movement card. Now we're gonna tranquilize him with my tranquilizer card. We got an 80% chance. That seems, yeah, not great. So that's why I'm gonna play a third card. Wait, does that mean that if I didn't have the scope attached, he'd be rolling a 60% chance? Anyways, I can't necessarily say I'm unsurprised, so we're gonna run away like I had planned. Oh, just go to www.net.com. Oh, is this how they're going to try to explain the points system? The points shop. So that's the guy I shot at and missed, and it looks like he spent a whole turn... Okay, now he's doing something. Well, he spent his whole turn not doing a whole lot. Oh my god, another codec call! Wouldn't be Metal Gear if you didn't get occasionally frustrated by all the codec calling. Maybe the stun grenade detonates in 5 cost. I think that'll mean that it will blow up on time. Because this guy has a cost of 4. Means he's gonna sit around for a little while for the simulated time. No! Can I please shoot him? I'm also out of action. I was not expecting to be out of action. Might be for the best though. Maybe I'll hit them with the grenade instead of just one. And now I have gun. Good. Okay, the grenade blows up in a 3x3 area. So if I throw it one square on the square between these two guys, that'll get both of them, right? Doink. Alright. Come at me, bros. Oh. Oh, they're just... way. Yeah, I messed something up about the turn order. Well, now I'm gonna have to get creative about my stand I plan on making here. Okay, so it detonates in 5 cost. Yeah, let's try this again. 3x3. No, right here. Yeah, 3x3 detonates in 5 cost. Well, the guard also has a cost of 5, so who moves first when I throw this grenade out here? And the grenade is a thing that has to take a turn to use. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Wait, no, it's not. Yeah! Did that get him, or... I thought he was in the 3x3 blast zone. Alright. Flamethrower. Well, that's convenient. It's just what the doctor ordered. Okay, we got the choke. There's also a regular, ordinary punch kick move I want to think about. But I'm wondering, can I still use the choke? Let's just play the choke. Don't know why I think this is safer than the regular punch kick, because ideally you'd want to combine both of them, right? Oh good, he only fainted. Okay, this is the last card you have to play. So let's end the turn and use the flamethrower when the other guy gets closer. I wonder if this will also be an opportunity to test if there's a magic elemental system. Maybe my flamethrower will do more damage. Area attacks. Like a 2x3 with a little tip. So thing I have 2, 3. Okay, now if I stand here and look front and use flamethrower. Oh, this feels dirty. Thank God the emulator didn't crash. Maybe I should be skipping this anyway because sometimes they crash at the end of the cutscene. Skip! Oh, thank God. That was dirty. I got that guy while he was down. He couldn't even fight back. Mission complete! Was I ever in any real danger? Yeah, I did get shot at twice, but I was like super duper equipped with armor and evasion. Snake was just ready to get grazed by bullets and made sure that they all didn't hit any vitals for massive damage. I guess that's what I'm supposed to be imagining with the fade card. Were there like collectibles or something I could have picked up there? Anyways, there's a lot of Twitch chat that I'm kind of behind on. Bloop, 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 bloop. We're gonna enjoy some downtime a bit. I'm gonna eat some of my George meal and see what chat messages I missed. Paluzzo's wanted to ask if I have any expectations on the Thursday state of play Metal Gear wise. I don't know, but I do expect them to do another remake for the next 4 or 5 year window. And sadly expect them to try to remake Metal Gear Solid 1 before any of the others. I think they should do an MSX game. I think it'll be too soon to expect an announcement for a remake, though, till next year, after the dust of the Delta project has by and large settled. I know that it endured some negative reception on launch, but that's all the problems that it had on launch have been patched out, and some very, very, very cool mods, options, tweaks since been associated with the game. Snake's head expands as George ponders into topical stuff. The quality of informants really drops off in the 2010s, where half of them are named Avengers. A AAA porn parody. Why is Snake wearing like +10 ice protection boots? Because the character designer of the Acid games is a fashionista who loves girls and dresses, and seems to design the men around that kind of stylistic sensibility calibration. If the men can't wear pretty dresses, then they wear the male version of pretty dresses, which is these ridiculous, huge collared blazer jackets and stuff. The the raw sexual energy of the outfits are being expressed through what almost feels like more of a female gaze than what we get in the mainline games. So all the girls that I've seen in the Metal Gear Acid games are like overdressed and overdecorated, as are the men. They're not designed for practicality. The character designer is someone who had an eye for fashion over military tactical Metal Gear cosplay details like mainline. It's a different vibe. Snake's wearing a puffy pirate shirt. You get used to it. Honestly, I would love a traditional stealth Metal Gear-ish game art style. Another one to look into is the Metal Gear board game, the Metal Gear Solid board game. I should excuse myself. I wonder how that would get digitized for a Twitch streaming night somehow. But there's tactical turn-based stealth action, and I think the artwork that they're using pull from Metal Gear Solid 1 assets that were released in like art book, strategy guide book style, behind the scenes material stuff. Got upscaled. I love how Snake's reaction to getting shot with an assault rifle is just to gently flinch. Yeah, that's because he had the body armor on plus the front evasion on. Meaning that if he gets shot with an assault rifle, I guess he just like takes it in the chest for the most part, because that's where the body armor is. But if some of the bullets are going to hit outside of the body armor, he like does a little dance. Having better luck with the flamethrower than in Hunt Showdown. Hello, Token Flip Guy. The Batman Elemental variant action figure toy boots. Those are the +10 weather resistance. George, been following you for 11 years. Hello, Rainbow Color Warrior. Love the name. I've been holding up entire bases, trying new tactics. Not a kill list run, but I'm trying to extract more. Holding up whoever I can. Spread the myth of Big Boss. I don't think that the myth of Big Boss involving him peacefully holding up entire bases populated by soldiers of the various military powers of his day is something that Hideo Kojima thought the character was famous for until, like, players of Metal Gear games started going for it as their big goals. Has it ever been canonized? Is it ever canonized in the official lore versions of the game that Big Boss is the world's greatest super soldier hero manly man because he neutralizes military political crises and blows up the super weapons and kills the bad guy without actually killing anyone on the scoreboard, at least? Is it ever part of the Metal Gear Solid lore that Snake is supposed to be a remarkably pacifist or non-lethal sort of soldier enforcer man? Do they ever say it in any tapes? They say a lot about how he's going to be a sneaky stealth specialist, but do they ever say out loud, "Wow, Snake, in between games, you blew up Pablo Escobar's drug factory without actually killing anyone"? Is there an Ocelot tape where they say something like that? They say that Snake non-lethal European extremes his way in and out of a run in between games as part of the canon. Or do some non-lethal European extreme runs of some of the games get canonized later games at some point? People have to live to spread his legend. If I kill everyone on the base, they'll just think a serial killer, which is more normal, right? If no one would be impressed, that would just be business as usual. Anyways, I gotta get immersed back into the world, the wonderful world of Metal Gear Acid 2 for the PlayStation Portable. Maybe we're supposed to feel bad. I think I definitely tranquilized at least one. Nice work, Snake. That was weird. That was kind of interesting. They do the Hotline Miami thing where they slowly pan across the aftermath, but there's no real aftermath to show. It's rated T. I recognize the sound effect. Okay, so when you're in the hangar in Metal Gear Solid 3 in the Shagohod hangar, you can hear a slightly less compressed version of this background loop. They're using Metal Gear Solid 3 assets for Metal Gear Acid 2. That's interesting. I'll be right back. I gotta pee in the bathroom. I think Metal Gear Acid 1 had some Metal Gear Solid 2 assets. What a sins? What a bunch of weird, crazy sentences. I recognize this sound effect instantly. It's been burned into my memory from, I think, the ducky hunting. Definitely the ducky hunting. But also the non-lethal no-trank European Extreme trial and error processes in general. Will Konami ever make a new mainline MGS again? I don't think so. I think they're going to be spin-offs, nostalgia projects for old hats. I think that's fine. I think it is weirder that you're asking. Or, I mean, it's not like you're an alien or anything. It's just does not strike me as intuitive. It's so much money. Or maybe, like, they'll make a Metal Gear Rising style spin-off where it's definitely not a mainline game. They might even change the name. It's not Metal Gear Solid, it's Metal Gear Rising. It's like a different character, kind of sort of a different genre. But will have a serious budget. I think that might be the best you could hope for, is a Metal Gear Gaseous. Metal Gear Liquidus. Metal Gear Plasma. Metal Gear... I would love them to do a 2D game with the resources and polish that they could put into that, and how fast they could also make that. There's a chance that there could be a inspired team that would really put some heart and soul into it, and they'd have all the resources in the world they could ask for to get it. They did a 2D Metal Gear game for nostalgic old hats. I think that would tickle me pinker. If they did a new mainline game, I would not have high expectations for that one. Look at all that research. It's a dead researcher. Well, I don't know if he's dead. Its graphics are really low, but what the visual symbol I'm seeing usually implies. Colonel, he only has 3 fingers, and one of them's really bigger. Like I'm in Half-Life. Copplethorn. I don't remember Copplethorn. Wait, this was in the previous game. In the previous game, patrol bots had that kind of killing power. Aphrodite. Is wife on the phone? Wow. Art resembles reality. I feel like that conversation could get captured and reposted for a lot of news these days. No! Wait, what? What? Smuggle himself, just the type of help I needed. Are we like... So Dalton was trying to, like, uncover the Metal Gear Solid, the actual Metal Gear Solid version of the Epstein files, where evil companies were trafficking children to quote-unquote perform experiments on from the third world and then making them disappear when they're no longer useful. But then the corrupt leader of the FBI sacked him from the case and replaced the FBI with a bunch of equally corrupt sycophants. And now he's pissed. Does that mean that Solid Snake is going to sneak into Epstein's secret facilities and, like, upload his files to the internet and take pictures of the Metal Gear that Epstein is working on and upload the pictures to the internet? Oh my god. What if? Is that what they're trying so hard to hide? Is, like, the entire Republican Party complicit in covering up the Metal Gear that Epstein was working on his secret island and trying to censor the internet so that we all can't see the pictures that Solid Snake took of the Metal Gear from the front left and the front right, and then the close-up of the Epstein Island logo on the Metal Gear? Wow. Yeah, this game was ahead of its time, but Rainbow Color Warrior, the other thing that we are all realizing with gruesome retrospect from stuff like this is that, like, the ingredients in this particular conspiracy theories, the ingredients of that soup have been floating around in the soup of the people's collective consciousness for so many years that that having a dramatically more complete bag of puzzle pieces is what the effect of the past few weeks has felt like. The picture's always been complete, but there's always the visual the visual outline, the vague idea, the notions of there being rings of filthy rich people who, like, enslave children some way has been floating around for a while, at least as far back as this game, and that is scary. Either, I don't know, there's all sorts of scary possibilities. Kojimbo accidentally making postmodern commentary, even in the silly card games funnel. This isn't a Kojima game. And the other thing about Kojima accidentally making prophetic postmodern commentary is that he just has he just has a good sense of ingredients in the soup in the public consciousness to be able to make a clear statement about the anxieties that are weighing on people's mind about the upcoming future. He's not a prophet, he's just good at science fiction. But no, that was real. I've done a lot of favors for people through the years. Loyal connections in the process. So Dalton is a heroic FBI agent who got kicked out by corrupt FBI agents for wanting to push an investigation into rich billionaires trafficking children for quote-unquote experiments. Kojima should make a game about this. He's totally able to handle mature subject matter. Yeah. Kojima should make a game. I don't. There's a lot of power packed up in that should. But I almost want to say that this has actually come up before a couple times. Usually in the Metal Gear universe, though, when children are being kidnapped, it's not for billionaire rich people. It's just for the straight up government. There's the kidnapping scenes of Chico and Ground Zeroes. In Metal Gear 2, Big Boss is supposed to be it's a child soldier thing. It's a huge theme of oh my god. No, okay. Evil, powerful people operating rings of like child smuggling for child slavery, for child experimentation and child grooming keeps coming up in the series, which once again just has me like shocked and kind of scared at whatever sort of ingredients would have been floating around the soup of the public consciousness before to come up with the ideas in the first place. Yeah, in Metal Gear Rising, the villains are collecting child brains to raise them into child cyborg soldiers. And in Metal Gear 2, Big Boss is the villain for raising child soldiers and grooming them into adult mercenaries. So instead of being adult cyborg warriors, they're adult fucked up PTSD warrior people who are the bosses in the Metal Gear Solid games later on. And then in Peace Walker, like, you straight up play as the guy who is technically kidnapping Chico because he's a war orphan and the character Big Boss feels like there is no better future for him. And also Chico wants it. Which means that the whole situation is also depicted weirdly uncomfortably positive. Oh my god, why am I getting this phone call? I have to ignore that. Or do actually, you know what? This one might be kind of important. I will be right back. Hello, testing, testing. Am I back? 1, 2. Yeah, like I'm back. Okay, you just had the screen showing this guy saying, yeah, whatever, for like the past 7 minutes, and wonder if that reflects the attitude of a lot of the audience. The little spins that they do in and out of the screen really brighten my day. Just got hit with some stuff. The little spinny they did really brought me back. Anyways, pass through the inside of the cargo train. Go out through the north exit. Over patrol bots. You're going. Head north. Got it. Blue. This looks a lot more complicated than the last few levels have been. Oh, who it is. Oh! Oh, is the idea that they just suddenly get attacked by an invisible cyborg ninja? Is that how they explain why you just have this kill guy button ready to go in your deck of cards? Alright, let's see what it does to one of these robats. Bump, 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 bump. Yeah, slice it up. I think I'm supposed to have like a rocket launcher card in my deck or something. Because there's 2 robots in the way and I don't really foresee a way to fight them, but if I take the lower route, I have to sneak past like 1.1 robots, judging by how much health the second one has, but there's still 2 down there. They just look like they're placed easier to sneak around. Oops, I actually wanted to move. Does it work on robots? Even if you see the world with camera eyes, you don't want to get flashed with bright lights. The almost neon grid floor kind of makes it feel like a pixelated silhouette. It reminds me of Jet Set Radio. Oh, his collars. Covering up his eyes, he can't see now. That robot's gonna move soon. I should probably let it move before I move. Unless I just move 2 spaces. I think that'll put me where I want it to be. Where I want to be for when it makes next cycle. So, I think they're doing the thing... Yeah, the robots are not gonna move unless I get close. That's so weird. I don't like that. Ah! Like, I feel like I'm gonna take 1 step closer to it, and then in my turn, and it'll zip right over and blast me with like a zillion guns it's hiding in its back pocket or something. Okay, we'll try sneaking along to the north. Claymores might be useful for these machines. Oh, what is this camera angle we're getting here? Zoomed up real close. I wanted it to do that. Ah, I don't understand. It got 2 moves. Okay. My turn is up first. That guy is up second. I guess I should just continue doing the most easy route possible. I can see downstairs. 5. I doubt the knife is going to do much good against the robots. That move added 15 cost to the robot. So whenever they do move, I guess they stay put? I don't know, is it supposed to imply that they're like really heavy and it takes a lot of energy to get them winding up? Ooh. I'm trying to go down the center, but there's something blocking my way, and I'm having a hard time seeing the bounds of the space I'm working with. I want to get those tempting spinny boxes. The Metal Gear Solid 3 packs. Oh. Wait, no. Ah, I'm feeling nervous. 1, 2, 3. This thing can see... Let's assume it can see 3 squares in front of it. Oh, wait. Ugh. None of them are facing a direction not blocked by something real soon. And how can the one up here in the north, second floor, see downstairs 2 blocks ahead, but this one cannot? Maybe because it's not up against the railing? See, I don't know if I want 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just end the turn. I don't know how to elegantly predict ahead of time where its vision range is going to be when it makes its next move again. Those claymores might come in handy. Am I not close enough for this robot for it to be an active participant in the game that we're playing? Oh, this is frustrating. It's still fucking frustrating. How come these other robots aren't moving? One of them's real close to me. 4, 1, 3. 2, 3, 4. I swear, it should go. It should go. Ah! Jesus Christ! It has a cost of 1. Every time someone on the board presses the end turn button, it starts like subtracting costs from people's cost counts. I have a cost of 0, so I keep getting asked to put a turn in. Okay, when I press the end turn button, it really looks like the robot down here to the south should go. Nope, it's me that's going! God, I don't get this. Like, am I doing anything by... I'm just trying to let the AIs go through its programmed routine. Like a normal Metal Gear game. In normal Metal Gear games, the guards don't start moving when you get close to them. 413, 435, 402. And I thought that I was looking forward to this one because I thought there would be less of this confusion. I'll take 1 step forward and play 2 cards to do it. Okay, so one of those robots spent a turn but didn't really go anywhere. I want this robot to move. This robot, right here. This is the one I'm worried about. I've been waiting on this guy for the past year to finally make its move. What do I got to do to... I don't even want to do anything. I want the robot to do something. This one's moving. How many times do I gotta press the end turn button to get one of these guys to move? And I still don't even know if it's a distance proximity activated AI thing. I don't think the guide is gonna tell me that out loud. But for some reason, this robot that I've been trying to sneak around in the upper right has stayed put. It's like the math on its numbers aren't being calculated into the rest of everyone else for determining their turn order. This robot in the middle should go after me, because it's number 2 and I'm number 1. This robot down here should go after the robot in the middle. Then the robots on top will go the number 4, number 5, turn order. Turn order is the last number on the list underneath people's portraits on their cards here, and like they're not following it. In my turn, I'm going up 4. 4 other people should get a turn before me. Nope, only 1 robot got a turn instead of me. They're not normal guards though, so it sounds like they only reacting to you stepping in their vicinity. Or I was wrong, question mark? Yeah, that's another thing. Like sometimes when I hammer this end turn button enough, sometimes they start moving again. That'll be our turn. Still is not getting its numbers subtracted. So the clock 3, the 433, the middle number 3, should be counting down to a 0 every time I press the intern button. But it's not. Like, it's just confusing. More useless. Right now, what's his vision range? 4 squares. So if I want to keep 4 squares away from that guy, what does it look like upstairs? Looks like 4 squares up there too. So if I want to keep 4 squares away from, this is my problem. I am predicting that this thing will move to the left and then point down. I want to be 4 squares away from it when it does that. But if I'm 4 squares away, its AI might not activate because I'm too far. Ooh. Where? I feel like I was waiting, so it's this square, right? I want to wait in that square for an ambush that will never happen, no matter how many times I press the intern button. This robot that I am waiting on is just not in play. Hey, okay, now it's going. It must be close enough now. Okay, now it has a cost of 11. Now I can make my move and go grab the things while its back is turned. It's gonna be a good long while before that robot can make it. Well, I thought it had a cost of 15 last time I looked, that then got subtracted down to like 13 or 12 at the end of the turn. That then jumped way down off a cliff to 3 when I wasn't looking. Actually, I was looking. 6, 6, 6. Alright, this robot is going to move soon. The robot upstairs is not going to move for a while. Gotta figure out where to go to camp out and wait again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, I think I... Foreseeing. Hey! Alright. Alright. I've also been like thinking of these moves as temporary things I don't gotta worry about that much. Or temporary things that where there's an undo button that I can press. Oh man, I've not enjoyed this mission because of me actually having to pay attention to the turn order is not a good situation. Oh, there's guards. That might not have been the smartest move. Hey, claymores seem to work pretty well. Thought I would have to hit them with something else. I wonder if I could punch kick that one because its health is so low. Where does Snake keep this flamethrower? Oh, look at those speed lines. Wow, how useless. And I just rolled misses. I've had a wonderful round here. Oh god. Okay, we're gonna knife him. We're gonna take one more round of bullet damage, and then we're gonna knife the robot to death. I don't want to play the cards I had in my hand. And the damage that Snake is taking from these bullets is nothing. These robots aren't that big a deal after all, are they? Oh, look at that. That's fine. I can take 6 more of those. Come on, keep it up. Okay, and knife. No, I can't knife the robot. Hey, maybe I can punch kick the robot? Yeah! Yes! And I get a thing from it too. What a video game. We just had a real Kojima a water cooler moment, but we're gonna call him a Kojima tactical Metal Gear action moment. So that robot might be able to see me, but maybe it can't really shoot me from up there. And you know what? I'm fine with that because I want to maximize the amount of distance I have with this guy. And his, like, aim is going to be weird if I flatten. He tries to shoot me, I should get a big cover bonus. Maybe I'll be able to hit him first, actually, judging by how things are going here. Never mind. Never mind. I also believe he hit for more damage than the robots do. Da-dun, da-dun. Okay. Wait, this might not. I need more cards. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Didn't I have a ration that I changed into movement? This has been the most reliable way to distribute damage to enemies in the whole game. Ooh. Okay, now we can do this dastardly maneuver. I still got 2 more cards I can play. So maybe I should just give him another punch kick. I can't. Maybe I should just run back upstairs and shoot him on the way. I'll be able to cover more distance than I think he can catch up with. Never mind, he did catch up. I should have hit him with the weapon while I had him in my sights. Shut up, shut up. I guess we'll put the box on when the alarm dies down. Oh shit. This guy's vision gonna look like. Can you see over the railing? Yes, but I should be able to get under him. A lot of tough choices here. A move, or do I want to keep the good weapons on hand? Or the good stealth tools on hand? I think the choke is going to be the most useless thing on the list there. And now we're gonna have to crawl on top of our claymore mines to not set it off. I think that guy's just on. So this works the same as previous games, where you crawl on top of the mine. Yeah! I don't think it's gonna put it in our hand, though. I don't know. It might be in our deck. It's so abstract. 7 out of 30. Okay. I have not taken a look at the deck editor full time either. Now, once again, I want to time my moves up to slip between these robots when they're not looking. And it's going to be weird and hard and tough and annoying to see how the game's going to calculate. those turn orders so that I can tell when the characters are going to be moving or when they're going to be staying still. Oh, wow, that was actually a very generous health refill. But it teases you because for a few frames, it only bumped it up a little bit. And I was wondering if that's really all they let you get. But no, we basically got our whole health meter back from one ration. That's very, very generous. Even by Metal Gear standards. Okay, now if I end my turn, the robot should get a turn before I get my turn. Oh, God! Look at that! The flag on Snake's little item card said 3. The robot said 2. That means that Snake goes 3rd, the robot goes 2nd. Boom. Boom, boom. The robot's not even looking anywhere you. This is stupid. Now I'm nervous. Ah. There we go. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Ba bum bum ba. Oh! What is it, Snake? Oh my god. Okay, but why does she have, like, huge, massive cleavage honkers? Why does she have her cleavage out? Is this how science lab coats are, meant to look in the work environment? You're that female researcher. What are you? Oh wow, look at this camera angle. Her necklace is like way, way lower than her neck too. Her necklace is for decorating her chest, not her neck. There's even like a jiggle thing? Lucy, oh no. There's a kid. Oh, look at all that aliasing. Okay. Now what do we do? Why does this place look like a portal? It's a precious psycho. So, I think I also forgot to check the deck editor between missions. George, did you see the Ring Super Bowl ad? It's straight up a creepy dystopian commercial from the NGS4 installation channels. No, I did not watch my yearly tradition of watching everyone's favorite Ring camera Super Bowl commercials. I did not hop on the internet and get real excited about watching commercials from Super Bowl. So if I search for Ring camera Super Bowl commercial on YouTube, I see reactions. I'm not seeing the commercial itself though. Let me get the window capture going. Soon everyone will be able to enjoy my experience with me together. Hey. Yeah. Super Bowl Ring doorbell ad sparks controversy. From 2 hours ago. But search party from Ring, be a hero in your neighborhood from 7 days ago. Is this what we're talking about? Oh, Hannibal, you posted the link and I missed it. How do I... Maybe there's a way you can break it up. Like, say youtube.com with the word / with the word / watch, and then the code number for the video. Blood for Ring guy surveillance. So many people hate Ring search party. TV spot search party should pull all the heartstrings. Okay, so even though the commercial's 7 days old, this might be what everyone's talking about today. Yes, be a hero in your neighborhood. Okay, the code ends in Xkierski. Yeah, Xkierski. Got it. That's this one. So... commercial they show at the beginning of a dystopian sci-fi film to show how bad things have gotten. One of Metal Gear Solid 4's greatest flaws was that we didn't really get to see, like... we don't really get a full picture of what normal civilian life is supposed to look like in really any of those games. But Metal Gear Solid 4 was the one where the story probably depended the most on you getting more of a look than what you got from the TV at the beginning. Because the TV shows at the beginning are real dissonant compared to the story that happens. It's like, for a Western audience in like America or Canada and maybe Europe, sometimes they have European accents in some of these flashy, expensive, luxurious and safe-looking commercials peddling luxuries and products and also military lifestyles. And then the camera cuts to Snake being on a bus full of soldiers in the Middle East who probably were not watching that kind of television programming on their way in. It doesn't actually do the RoboCop thing where the camera slowly zooms out to show you the that all the crazy commercials you were watching were on a TV in a shop or something. It just fades to black from the crazy commercials to war zone in the Middle East that seems to not immediately have much to do with those commercials. A powerful point is being made, but not very elegantly. Anyways, apparently this is the dystopia happening for real. Let me shut up and actually play it.
This is Milo. Pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years.
Is this AI generated with how it's doing the camera zoom thing?
One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. Since launch, more than a dog a day has been reunited with their family. Be a hero in your neighborhood with Search Party. Available to everyone for free right now. Join the neighborhood at ring.com.
So I guess the big spooky fear is people using that to search for like people that they're targeting for kidnapping or something. Right, like what if you don't want Milo to be found? What if Milo should stay hidden? What if there's bad people in your neighborhood who you don't want Milo to Lost dogs equals political dissidents. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's... Shit fucking sucks. Man, it feels weird to play video games in this economy. Are there any dangers in this room? Are those doors or just wallpaper? Wallpaper, and I guess there's no dangers. The caution, though, why are they getting me all cautious with this caution hanging on the door thresholds? Did we get a chance to see the deck editor between missions? Because I definitely am still wearing the box. Going the wrong way? Do I have to take off the box? I guess I'll try this direction because it would kind of match up with what they were talking about. Yeah, there we go. In the cutscene. Yeah, my train of thought got derailed a bit with the whole Lost Dogs ring camera tattletale machine thing. I immediately forgot the super obvious clue they gave me in the dialogue. North and then to the west. Ba ba ba. Now there's dangers. Now there's a graphics budget being spent on some features into these rooms. I guess guards come out of those doors if I get spotted by the robot. But I only see one robot, no cameras. And we kind of learned in the last mission how to handle the robots. That once they finish their moves, they're gonna have to endure a massive cost waiting time. Oh, and claymores. They're weak to claymores. Oh, come on, not this shit again. Surely something interesting will happen my way across several of these. Did I also check that? Whatever that is going on to the here. Oh, is that door gonna open up when I get to it? Alright, I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back. This is weird. This is a weird mission. Is this still the same mission from the last mission where I forgot to do the smart things? Oh, his neck! His neck has started. Yeah, let's do that. But I want to keep the flamethrower. So, doors are not opening. Maybe I have to check the other door that the robot's patrolling. There might be a claymore in the way, making things a little more complicated. These rooms don't seem to have a lot of features. The robots are kind of weird enemies to be sneaking around because they don't seem to... I can't really tell if they're moving or not. Like if I'm close to them, things start happening, but sometimes when I'm far, things happen without me. So I'm having to experiment. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm having to interpret a weirdness to things. Let's see how this will go over the next. Go south. Go south. Let me tap on the wall south. Perfect. Not going. Oh, we also learned in the last level, I'm gonna say level instead of mission, because I think it's been the same mission, that we can punch kick the robots for decent damage. So that is going to be our plan. We're gonna sneak up on this robot's backside and then punch kick it. Hand-to-hand maneuvers, basis of all combat. Punch kick. Boom! Okay, we got a big one from Rainbow Color Warrior. For as much people say Kujiman games are just movies, they're very interactive and have controls and mechanics. They're some of the best I've seen. If I made a game, I'd want to go further. Make it so you need to take showers. Otherwise, enemies can smell you. You get sick from food you eat. You can make enemies sick from giving them bad food. You can get obese from too much food, skinny from little food. I'd want to keep adding mechanics to make things very interactive and just annoy people, honestly. Fun fact, at least 2 of the mechanics that you listed are already mechanics that were in Metal Gear Solid 3. And the stink is close. There is a camo uniform that you find in a dirty bathroom that makes you stinky. When you're stinky, hey, I found out where to go. Guards hesitate to get close. They have a very annoying maneuver where they charge at you with a knife. And they will not do that if you're wearing the stinky clothes. But eating bad food and making your enemies eat bad food and fighting your enemies by feeding them bad food is an actual gameplay. Like, those are mechanics fleshed out into You can. I have. Those are play styles. Those are beyond mechanics. Those are such core mechanics of such versatility that you can do a whole entire run built around that system. And it's so much fun. And let's see, there was another one that struck me as familiar. Okay, you can get obese from too much food, skinny from too little food. This was a system with actual gameplay possibilities incorporated into the game logic. In GTA San Andreas, I believe if you were obese, you had less stamina to run with, but hit harder in melee combat, so there was some pros and cons. To not be obese, you either had to run around a lot, which you kind of do anyway when naturally playing the game, or you do very annoying minigame workout scenes that everyone hated, and they took that out of the later game because adding all these gameplay mechanics is something that the market of video gamers, who are mostly children, has decided that they're too childish, too small and weak and puny to want to dedicate to. So there should be a Metal Gear game. Maybe we could make mods of Metal Gear Solid 3. It might even be easier to mod the Delta version than the Master Collection version. On the shit I've seen VR mods for Metal Gear Solid 3 based on the version. Maybe we can make a mod for Metal Gear Solid 3. Oh my god, I think I just realized sometimes in Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta I've noticed that Snake's cheeks look a little puffier. Very subtle. And I'm also wondering if that was an actual gameplay system. I'm wondering if you don't even need to make a mod. If it's already there, it's just subtle. There might already be a system in place that makes Snake get a little chubbier if you feed him a lot, and a little skinnier if you don't. So that might already exist. It might just not be that big a deal. But you know what we can do if the modders are able to hey, what am I clipping into? Is there... Oh, it's a crawly. Crawly. I don't know what I was saying with my rhyming there. It's a space that you crawl through. I believe those are called all spaces. So yeah, we can make a Metal Gear Solid scripting mod elegantly enough that might just like increase the size of the characters' bones around their facial mesh and adjust some relatively mathematical logical values like stamina consumption, how much hit points you take per hit, or how much damage Snake does when he rolls into people. Oh hell yeah. If the mod can be done, it sounds like relatively simple enough concepts to implement. The logic, at least, relatively simple enough to implement. So what would it be? If you feed Snake too much and he gets fat, he's gonna move slower, but he's gonna hit harder when you body slam into people. You see QC moves. And if Snake's skinny, then just opposite applies. It seems relatively straightforward. Sick from food you eat. You can make enemies get sick from you. You can get obese from too much food, skinny from too little food. Make it so that you take showers or otherwise enemies can smell you. Oh, there was an in-game showering system in Metal Gear Solid 5. I think that is somewhat easy to forget about, but the memory is still fresh on me. I was playing it a couple months ago when I played through the whole series, the permadeath rules. You take showers in Metal Gear Solid 5 to feel physically and mentally refreshed, which it does some kind of subtle gameplay improving thing. I was wondering if this whole place would just be a walk and talk hallway. There certainly were not many very interesting gameplay challenges, because it's kind of gameplay roadblocks that make speedruns. And oh, what are her boobs doing? Oh my gosh, this is comical to look at. No, stop it. Take it easy. Let me talk to her, Snake. Every time she shows up on the screen, they oscillate with weight. Like you can see pounds of movement. Oh, we got another big one from Rainbow Color. Yeah, and something I'd wish they did is that enemies start to smell you. It goes as far as... I'm sorry. It goes as far as you get flies around you, and there's a cutscene back at base where everyone is grossed out, and Ocelot either throws a bucket of water at you or quiet showers with you. I like the quiet shower. I get stinky just to... It goes as far as you get flies around you, and there's a cutscene back at base where everyone is grossed out, and Ocelot either throws a bucket of water at you or quiet showers with you. I get stinky. Oh man, what a series! What a series of artistic products. I look up from my smartphone, and my eyes naturally land at the center of the frame of the screen that I'm looking at. And the other thing is that, like, this is huge, so this was meant to be seen on a PlayStation Portable. Still pretty egregious, but I wonder if seeing this on a bigger screen than the artists intended is just amplifying the emotional energy and power of the scene that I'm in. Her necklace placement still makes little to no sense. In fact, come to think about it, shouldn't her boobs actually be maybe 3 or 4 inches up a bit? Like, there's something weird here. Like, her boobs are kind of sort of where her tummy would begin. Focus, George. Focus on the mission. We know it's huge. Boob physics feel like something Kojima would implement. Now imagine what he could do with modern day tech. He needs to go bigger than quiet. Aspect ratio messing with anatomy. The aspect ratio is not off though. Everyone else looks normal. If Snake had boobs, they'd be in a normal part. If Wiseman had boobs, they'd be in a normal part of his anatomy. Snake even has boob-like ammo pouches. But if Snake had Hitomi Tanaka, or whatever her name was, anatomy, his ammo pouches would be like 3 or 4 inches down. Hey, Eddie! I finished eating my sausage crackers. Would you like to sit in my lap now, my good boy child? Hello. Hello, Eddie, my sweet baby puppy boy. You are wonderful and I love you. His name is Snake. Is he one of your troops? Why did I make her sound like Goofy? Snake is his own man. Look at that facial expression. It looks like his eyes are popping out from... It looks like he's reacting to what he just heard, but his facial expression has been like that this whole time. My eyes just never really landed on that part of the screen until now. And I do have a hard time understanding where my eyes are supposed to be on the screen sometimes in these dialogue scenes. Or Takayama, that's her name. Okay. Snake's boobs are the pouches. No, you are correct. I'd love to see Hojima go that far. Or Molina. When is Kojima going to employ his, when is Kojima going to employ my favorite Japanese celebrities? Dr. Awuga or Dr. Takayama? Keep the goofy voice. Gosh, and who are you? Name's Dalton for the federal booby inspector. Oh! How come the military and the federal booby inspectors are working together? It's a long story. A subject. So is that like a hard confirm? Dr. Copplethorne. Oh my god, look at her from the side. Holy. They can't be natural. There's no way. Natural boobies wouldn't create such a dissonant shape in the rest of the anatomy. Like they're popping out with an unnatural protrusion. Also, who is Dr. Copplethorne? I completely forgot. I just don't know. She doesn't know either. Truce. You talk about sausage crackers made me go make dinner, so now I'm having a delicious tuna salad while watching this. No. Eddie, don't jump that way. If you want to jump out of my lap, jump to the left so you don't hit the wires. Okay? Why are they moving? Every time she takes a breath, her boobs take 2 jiggles. Wait, I also... Okay, something about... No, I can't... You can't not look at them. They're taking up like 1/8 of the whole screen. But there is some very, very strategically placed little like circular smudges on the texture of her costume that could not have been accidental. A redhead test subject. Did the writing team watch Elfin? I don't know if that was out at the time. Kojima games reference movies. PSP spin-offs reference anime. Are you going to stream Death Stranding 2 when it eventually gets a PC release? Yes. I'm looking forward to it. It's really optimized on the PlayStation 5, and all the Decima engine games on PC have been really optimized on PC as well, so I'm looking forward to playing at a great frame rate that also looks great on the eyeballs. Yeah, like look at the kind of silhouette. If she was a Bond girl sliding across the screen in the introduction of a Bond anime sequence of a Bond song, like her it would look comical. She like she is from a cartoon. Kid you where? Be creative. Congratulations, I did it. That's not even jiggle physics, that's like pulsating, ye gods. I double dipped for the first game's PC port when it came back. It's painful to play 30 FPS on ports. Smooth. I wouldn't know. I've only played the PS4 version, but I played it twice. I played it once this year, technically last year, and had a lot of fun. And I played it once when it came out, and I was one of the few at the time. A lot of fun when it. Power of Science, +10 anti-armor or attack attaches to. Okay, so he makes your weapons penetrate armor better. Hip shot, a -20 chance to hit, -5 cost to hit. Shoot faster but less accurately. A.L. Granin, the Order of Linen. User's current cost 15, can't apply to move. That sounds like a bad thing. I don't think you want your cost to be 15 usually. It's frontal attacks. Shots fired. Oh yeah, what's the ally situation going like in this game? That's another thing. The first game seemed like it was designed to have ally play. Like you keep getting all these cards that increase your ally's HP but not your own. And so when you do have an ally, there's some really interesting synergy that comes about when you can finally make use of a lot of the game's features. But then the story seems like it was not written for that system because the ally doesn't come up until the first half is like well on its way out and you're beginning the second half. And then the ally goes away into the second half of the story. So you really only have the ally for maybe 65-66% of the game. Like 1/3 of the game is not spent with this feature, and it just seemed like a very confused production. So I'm wondering what they'll do with that. Ah! Alright, let's not hit map select. Let's hit deck editor, because not hitting deck editor kind of screwed me. I want to save data. Oh, look at that icon. I have no idea what that is at first glance. But on further thought, I realized I originally hit the wrench to save because I thought it would bring up like an meta machine functionality sort of menu. So what I did not see is a picture of the storage medium you use to actually make your save file on, which is the SD cards the PSP used. However, if they had used an ancient floppy disk from like 1992, I would have immediately hit that one at first glance without thinking about it, because a floppy disk from 1992 means that you are saving your data. And with the retrospect of someone who was actually there, I don't even think floppy disks were used that long. Maybe for like a decade? 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and then they kind of hang on for a little while in the 2000s, but they were relevant for a decade and then used as maybe a backup or redundancy for another decade by specialists. I think that USB cards and various shiny plastic discs, DVDs and CDRs, have been a more ubiquitously recognized device for storing digital files among all the human race. But it is the floppy disk icon that iconography landed upon to convey the idea for all generations. I remember a few old games that would use a cassette tape icon for the save, and that's cute. I think the Art of War for the Apple II did that. Deck editor. Okay. No. ID cost category. Okay, I think this is what I want. So let's see the movement cards. Maybe start from there. Why do they want me to start with weapon cost? What does ID in mean? Half grenades would have been very useful. Look at that icon! This artwork for the Blitz card sets an anti-REA trap and block were used. Boy, that's a convoluted concept. Anti-reaction attacks. Ugh. Eddie, I think you just yawned at me. And I think I just breathed it in. Gross. Scopes were never really that useful. Oh, we definitely want this, just because we recently were playing police snatcher knots. Shooting trainer. Attaches to weapon, equip type weapon. Doubles your hit chance. Okay. Upgrade. Wait, no! I forgot to... Buy, sell. Pack or single? I can absolve myself of the panic I'm feeling about having to go back and edit my deck again based on what I buy here. Right! Oh no. But But it's fine, because all the stuff I just unlocked was actually lame. Let's get back to playing the game anyway. Wait, I should make a save first on this SD card icon. Okay, I'm sure that deck is fine. Alright, what's a message I can respond to? There is some Latin-esque term for antiquated symbols that are still used long after they've been outdated. For icons specifically, if not anachronistic, maybe. Floppy disks also count for the 6 to 7 inch kind, not just 3.5. I know, it's confusing because I really may have seen less than 15 of those in my whole entire life. In the 90s, 3.5 floppy disks were everywhere, but the bigger ones that were actually floppy were pretty rare and out of date. But they were still called floppy, but they're not the floppy disks I know and love, which is already kind of a generation gap, because the adults in the room were like, "Oh yeah, I remember when floppy disks were floppy." And I'm sitting here as the adult in the room now, remembering what floppy disks even are at all. I heard Oscar Isaac was cast as Solid Snake in a Metal Gear Solid movie, but there's been no updates. I wonder if that's true and wasn't fake, if they planned him all season as Big Boss. It was true and not fake, but it was a project that was plagued by development hell for a very, very long time, and I think you can rest... What's the opposite of rest assured? I think you can work distressed at knowledge that it probably got canceled again and may never really come to see the light of day. But it was in the works for a while. It's every 3 or 4 years you hear some kind of big announcement about the Metal Gear Solid movie, and then it ends up fizzling away into nothing again. But it was a real announcement from real movie companies. A real announcement from real movie companies about a project that didn't exist that now probably does not exist again. The menuing is ridiculous in these games. I keep forgetting it's been 10 years since The Force Awakens came out. He's a legit great actor. He's the dad in the Dune movie. I need to watch the Dune movie. My cousin keeps telling me to read the Dune book. She's a fan. Okay. Video game movies are getting big again, weirdly. Distressedly unsure. Yes, yes. Instead of resting assured that the Metal Gear Solid movie is real, I would rather encourage you to be distressingly unsure in its realness, because while the paperwork might have been real, it never existed outside of the paperwork. Can't believe we're gonna get a Death Stranding movie before an MGS movie. Yeah, it's true, it's wild, but that's how much extra bureaucratic bullshit being a big franchise that makes a lot of money gives you. I expected more out of the ending. Don't think the MGS movie will be made specifically with this political climate. Maybe now's the best time. Spoils don't exist. You're in it for the experience, not the knowledge. God damn it. Yeah, well, getting in it for the experience means, like, learning the knowledge along the way. I think I got time for one more mission. Oh, Eddie, you're so happy. Glowing purple. This bisexual lighting, Eddie. Hey, this is the exit. I'm like alternating between Strong Bad and Dollar Store Solid Snake. Meryl, you have lovely eyes. They were not a soldier's eyes. They were beautiful eyes. Got it. Eddie, why is your breath all... Head for the east exit. Can do. Wonder how big our shirt's turtleneck will get in this mission. Oh, look at that! They're reusing the previous missions. More valuable areas that got a lot more detail put into them than others. No living unit within 3 blocks can engage in CQC. When am I really going to want to use that? Boom, boom. Super Bunny Hop, do you agree with takes that game companies shouldn't announce games years before they come out? Capcom is good with this. At the most, it's a year or less before the game comes out. I wish Kojima would do this. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the less artificiality in your whole experience, the better. I actually have a policy of, like, blacking out trailers and commercials and stuff. The less I know about the game before I actually play it in my hands, the better. Generally speaking, a lot of times, reliably throughout life, it's been a helpful policy. I don't want to extend that to every single thing ever, but maybe I should actually wait before. Yeah, I don't know. Because a lot of those materials will be done by different people who don't know the product that they're selling. It's like really harsh on you psychologically. It causes your causes you to imagine a lot of times a very different game than what'll end up coming out. And my playstyle will reflect this. I'll end up imitating the moves I see in the trailer commercials instead of developing a more natural, organic playstyle where I'm improvisationally processing the problems and solutions the game's throwing at me instead of testing whether or not. Quite subconsciously, too, by the way. I am not controlling these decisions. You will end up subconsciously just mimicking what you saw in the commercial when you play the game. Boom, boom. Boom. Your dollar store solid snake is peak, especially when you make him sound permanently angry all the time. Yeah. Want to admit a bit of Ego Raptor influence. Ego Raptor being an angry solid snake is like funny as shit to me sometimes. Oh, now I can actually see in real time how the robot's timer is going to count down until it gets his turn. Okay, whatever was happening on the other side of the room here might as well have been a different universe. Because I was not seeing any updates on what's happening with the AI of this robot, who is going to be going in 2 turns. I have a cost of 10, it has a cost of 2. It's positioned not great for where I want to be right now. I can play 2 cards. I can move 8 squares. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, okay, we're gonna run for it. I sure hope this robot doesn't change directions. I have no idea what its patrol route looks like. I've not really been in here long enough to see it. That was a close call. I feel like Metal Gear Acid 2 is better than Metal Gear Acid 1 because this whole section seems like it's trying to teach me systems I did not understand. The hardest thing to figure out is how to predict turn orders for your enemies here. Cost is calculated and everything. And there's a lot of long stretches here of actually sneaking around people instead of shooting them, and have to pay attention to that. God damn it. Fuck me. Fuck. How do you do it? How do you actually predict it and make your moves like that? Are all my movement cards that I'm using for movement just have too high of a cost count? Is that my problem? I don't fucking know anymore. Yeah. I can play 3 cards. I can run around in a circle, but I can run around in a circle and then hit it with the flamethrower. So obviously I still don't even fucking understand how this shit works. Wait, why don't I just hit it with the flamethrower now? Yeah. I'll give it the punch kick. Building hype is how you determine a marketing budget. Games have to create something from nothing. It's a complex process. Oh, yeah, I know, that sounds terrible. Really is their own personal Vietnam. Boo fucking who. A lot of games have figured out... The question mentioned how Capcom apparently is not having the same kind of problem. Guess I gotta give it another punch kick. I can only do one punch kick. Seems so weird. Where do I go? I guess to the door on the right. But I can't do any more attacks. I wonder if I could actually do something useful with the tranquilizer using the Billion Seed card. Getting sleep. I'm getting my ass kicked. I just fucked? No, I have 2 healing items up my sleeve. Thank you! And let's start with this for sure. Huh. You can shoot the fire extinguishers. Wait, what was that? That blue? Something popped up on screen in a blue box and I missed it because it went away so fast. Also, I don't think I'm fucked. If I can use a grenade or a flamethrower, if I can get some splash damage going, I can blow up one of these robots and flip away. Not like the robots can climb ladders. Chaff grenade! Hey! Just what the doctor ordered. Oh, fuck me. Detonates in 5 cost, right. So I can't just... Can't be easy. Guess it should be there, and I guess I should immediately end the turn. So it'll blow up as soon as possible. I think Kojima announcing Death Stranding before it was even in pre-production happened because he had just left Konami and was the big talk at the time. One thing that's useful, kind of nice. Can I... Oh god, it's clogging the pathway. Don't fucking tell me. Okay, we'll give the other one some punch kicks before 2, 5. Oh, it'll move. Oh, can I undo the fucking turn then? Yeah, I can knock it out of the way with my hands. Yes, Snake, pick the robot up and just place it out of the doorway. Okay, I'm not going to play any of those cards because I want to get my turn back as soon as possible while the chaff is still active. Although I just realized that even if the chaff turns off and the robot shoots me, I can just punch the robot out of the way and keep walking through the door anyway. Hey, wonderful! I saw a human guard around here. Yep, sorry guy, you just happened to be the one enemy at play here that I don't immediately have a solution in mind for. Punch, kick. Yeah, get out of the fucking way, idiot! I'm going through here. It's my way. Alright, now... Aha! Somewhere that way is the guard, so let's keep Snake facing that way. And I wonder, actually, alert at 39%, maybe I can get away with being sneaky now. This is nice. Metal Gear Acid 2 has an actual alert phase, getaway. Oh, brother. Now I gotta make sure I don't get spotted by him. Or the robots. Well, the evasion timer ticks down to 0, like in a normal Metal Gear game. Not liking how much data I have to process in these pitch black rooms. Oh, evasion is going down. Caution? Oh shit. Oh god. What if it bumps into me? What if either of them bump into me? I feel so helpless. When do I get my turn back? Holy shit. That took forever! Okay, caution is at 39%. This guard has turned around and looks like he's ready to go back home. The robot is freaking me out. I wish I had another chaff grenade. I guess the body armor might be useful. This mission was kind of cool. The last mission was kind of lame. The first 2 missions were like Metal Gear Acid missions, but better. This one feels like a lot of stuff has been happening so far, and I'm backtracking around an earlier area from an interesting new point of view. What is this robot's route gonna look like? I can play 3 cards. I already have a cost of 10. This is the body armor, I guess? Is that why? I think this is the square we need to be in. Because I think the robots... Oh, God. Never mind. I thought wrong. I thought wrong, but what happened is still not very terrible either, so good, we're cool. Oh, I could also use the Sokolov card for fighting robots with effects. Alright, I wish I did that for me, but I watched the trailer for Death Stranding 2 that announced it. Troy Baker. Right. I'm not gonna watch that. If you got a new piece of technology in the mail, you read the instruction manual. The marketing is a bit like that. The last 3 RE games they've announced 6 months to a year before release. I think Village was the longest. It got announced in summer 2020 and was released early summer 21. Kojima's 3 years, which means OD could come out this year. Also, if you're trying to bring in investors, you make a big fuss early on. Yeah, I feel like that's really what Kojima more about these days. The trailers, especially that OD trailer that I'm gonna say we, because everyone in Twitch chat fucking egged me into it. Me, a normal gamer, found that trailer of OD where it's just the lady looking scared at the candles that are blowing out. That was really kind of a waste of time. I didn't learn anything about the game from that. I didn't get a vibe, even, for what the game is supposed to be like or feel like. Am I following the guard out? Where's the finish line? So yeah, that kind of trailer, that's not, for me, a normal gamer. That kind of trailer felt like something that was for investors, not me. Kojima proving to the boss that they're still working on something. They should be given more money for all the hard work that they've done animating a scared lady's face. It did not feel like a trailer for normal gamers. I think I took a wrong turn somewhere. And just moving around in these Metal Gear Acid games is such a big ordeal. When there's no guards, you gotta sneak around. Let's keep the flamethrower, actually. Let's use the Eva card. When there's no guards that you gotta sneak around in the, like, clockwork machinery of all the gears and sprockets of the clockwork machine that is a video game are not in play, invisible. It feels really weird and stupid to be playing cards and doing arithmetic to walk from one end of a room to another. And it feels stupid in a way that I think demonstrates the shortcomings of these games and their systems. Which way is it gonna go? I have no way really predicting. That I know of. I thought it would get its turn by now. Thought it would get its turn by now! 7, 7, 3, 4, 3, 1. There we go. Now it gets its turn. What a turn. What a turn. Thank you. So I gotta keep pressing these buttons to simulate Snake patiently waiting for his opportunity to move. Let's discard the toilet paper and the crossbow. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Rest is 0. What is that supposed to be? Oh, I can't use any cards, is what it means. But how they translate that idea to rest 0 is beyond me. Okay, now I am worried about something stupid. I am worried that if I play the Cyborg Ninja card, Snake will get out of the box. I don't want to test out the armor-piercing effects of playing the Sokolov card, but do not want to trigger an alert phase nearly as much as I want to test that. Oh, okay, so now this route has been up. Let's keep Cyborg Ninja for whoever's next. It might be this card up here. Oh. Let's use Cyborg Ninja. This spot here. Did that kill it? My favorite piece of video game... This is Hannibal, Montana, by the way. My favorite piece of video game marketing is the trailer for Pentiment that makes it seem like some high-octane action game and not a story that's mostly told in long-branching conversations about Bavarian taxation and the Reformation. Like a story mode for Tetris. Been playing games on emulators lately. It should be a requirement to have a fast-forward button in games. Life-changing. Yeah, especially when you're playing them on a portable machine and you're rolling around in bed. Fast-forwarding through the Fire Emblem animations. Good stuff. Comfy stuff. Is the flamethrower going to set off an alarm? I wonder if I could punch kick. I wonder if I could punch kick that robot to death. Turn order is going to be like, oh, it's fine, I should just go. The design of this level is so symmetrical that I thought I was one bright white vat of air. Keep in mind, Capcom has multiple franchises that they can alternate year to year. Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, Mega Man, plus the legacy games keep getting new sequels. George articulating why, if I see the words car battle, I stay far away regardless of praise. I like dance battles. It's just too abstract. It's too far away from a normal battle. A normal battle is something that most human beings can look at with their face. Bump, 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 bow. How stealthy, how sneaky. Never saw it coming. Never heard me. No one ever hears me coming. When Solid Snake comes in a forest, does he really make a sound? Why did I just ask that question? Why did I say those words out loud? Why did I not stop myself from saying them? So I also have to, I see now that I also have to attach the Sokolov card to one of the equip card weapons. Equip card weapons was a whole big stupid can of worms from the first game. that I thought we wouldn't have to deal with in this game because there's a hell of a lot more used card weapons instead. But equip card weapons are still there. They're still in the system. It seems like they're just a minority this time. It's like they kept the same system. Man, I want to experiment, but I don't want to set off an alarm. They kept the same systems and didn't change them that bad because it seemed like they were kind of stuck and obligated. But it seems like they're also aware of the weaknesses of their system and just decreased some of the bullshit. You still got attach cards, attach weapon cards. You still got a very strange logic to calculating turn movement orders. It just doesn't seem to translate very well into my, at least, imagination's mental images for what this combat conflict would look like as a real-time sequence. But the amounts of times that I have needed to use just raw stealth to bypass opponents, didn't I get another square? Either way, I played too much of my hand here. I actually need to go backwards. The amount of situations where you would have to wrap your mind around the bullshit seem to have decreased. Okay, there's fucking 2, 5, or 1, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5. All right, I'm waiting. I am waiting on this thing to move now. I'm fucking waiting on this thing to move. This happened to me in the first game, and everyone laughed at me in the Twitch chat. And you know what? It's everyone else who was wrong. I was right. Alright, I'll move 1 square to my right and kind of expose myself. Get this thing moving. That was its move. Cannot move forward like that. How much... How much health does this thing have? Life 80. Let's try moving instead of fighting. Okay, check this out. Making all those moves. No. Yeah, see, the robot's gonna move and it's gonna spot me. I hate to do it. Let me play the high value one. I hate to do it, but we're just gonna hide for another turn. Now that I have knowledge of its movement route, seems like I know better when to move and when to wait. Now we wait, right? Oh, don't. Looking at its numbers in the corner of the screen, and I'm not seeing its numbers do anything. So I have to, like, get off the wall and peek at it. Get it to move. Shit, man, I don't know. Alright, let's try waiting here. Okay, so it's at least showing me that it's putting a turn. Participant in the system. Now it's not showing me. Now it's moving! This is stupid. I feel like an idiot. Is this really how you're supposed to play the game? Is this actually how you're supposed to patiently wait around corners for a guard to make a move? My God. Okay, what a turn. That's our turn. Oh my, this thing fucking go. Give me... Discard the highest value one, so when I do make a turn, it'll be for the cost. Alright. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Bum, 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 bum. Gee, I'm getting kind of a headache wrapping my brain around this logic. Thermgi. In search mode, shows enemies within 3 blocks, equipped to use last 20 cost. In the exit, beginning of the security section. Security section is probably heavily monitored. Don't let your guard down. Understood. Roller 42 said a long time ago, it's too bad the card battling aspect was to get around the PSP limitations. Would have loved to do proper sneaking in these games. Well, you know what? You have Portable Ops and you have Peace Walker, and those are controversial anyway. It's a shame they didn't figure out how to do traditional MGS blading until PO and Peace Walker. I think Portable Ops came out before this, I think. I think this came out after Portable Ops, but relatively close. I think this game came out after Portable Ops and before Peace Walker. Been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and there's so many people who play dice with it. Reminds me of skipping Gwent every time it came up in Witcher 3. This is my first Acid stream. Is there like any reasoning or relation to other aspects of the game that it is a card game? No! They never say in the story out loud that they exist in a card game logic universe. And the way the card game logic universe even translates into the military espionage action is strange too. One hang-up that I still think applies here is how the value of the cards reflects the value of how much time it takes to play them. And so the number in the upper right corner, the big fat number, 456. Oh, we just added 10. That refers to cost, and cost is a simulated time. So let's say seconds. Let's pretend that they're seconds. Or we're supposed to pretend that using a bandage takes 10 seconds to bandage up your wounds. Okay, well enough. It takes a few more seconds to bandage a wound than it does to shoot a gun. That makes kind of sense. But what doesn't make sense is that you can sacrifice those cards for movement. For movement of squares. Even describing the logic gets into like all these blocks where the words fail me. So you can sacrifice the AKM to move your snake 4 squares across the board. What was the other one? Bandage. Or you can sacrifice the bandage card to also move 4 squares. 4 squares. However, the bandage card is going to be worth more time than the AK-47 card to move with. The AK-47 will cost less time to shoot than the bandage will cost to use, but the bandage is like worth more time to move than the AK is worth to move. Even though Snake is covering the same amount of distance, it's like if Snake is thinking with his mind about bandages, he's gonna move slower or something? Question mark? I don't know. I've never really been able to imagine with my mind's eye what that decision is supposed to look like. What kind of decision we are gamifying. If a sneaky soldier action spy man has to has to scurry across a little plot of land very quickly. If James Bond is sneaking into Goldmember's lair and the goons, and James Bond has to wait in the bushes for the goons to walk away from the little part of the secret base he needs to sneak through. Why would it take him longer if he was thinking about bandages, or if he had bandages in his pocket as opposed to machine guns? What decision is James Bond making? If James Bond were to use card game metaphors when making his sneaking decisions, how in the fucking world would he be able to do that and land at this game system? There's a lot of decisions they would have had to make to turn Metal Gear into a tactical turn-based system. That is a weird one that I will probably never be able to really feel intuitive and normal about. Every time I've played either of these games, I've had to stop and think about everything because it never feels natural or just comes out of my fingers elegantly. This one is better. This one is better so far. But both games still are weird as fuck, and not because they are turn-based tactical versions of Metal Gear. I can imagine how that would make sense. As someone who got into Kriegspiel for a while, I can imagine real-time, lightning-fast military conflict with explosions and guns and snipers getting turned into a tabletop system relatively elegantly. A lot more straightforward than they did for this one. I don't even think the idea... Maybe what's going on here is that the idea is not about turning Metal Gear Solid into a tabletop system so much as it's about turning Metal Gear Solid into what would be a buy a pack of trading cards at the store for like 10 years every day and play games in the playgrounds with the kids when you're in elementary school going on middle school kind of system. If Metal Gear Solid were a collectible card battle game with little boards that you could move your characters around as you played your card battle matches. It's trying to make that kind of system. But the thing is, in video game form, you don't have to go to the store and buy. Like when you go to the card shop and there's this element of luck or randomness to it, it's kind of a moot point here in this environment. I don't know what I'm trying to explain. I don't know if what I'm trying to explain is very elegant. But I think it'll I think I just landed on a new point actually when trying to explain it. And that is that this is translating Metal Gear Solid's tactical espionage action into a collectible card-based game where a lot of your power and how much fun that you have is going to determine on how much of your parents' money you got to spend on a big deck at the store. I think that genre is further distanced from the military world than Kriegspiel Dungeons & Dragons stuff is. That might be a more natural fit for Metal Gear Solid's tactical vision cone-based stealth system. If I was playing Baldur's Gate 2... but with Metal Gear Solid characters, I feel like I could make a closer approximation for how Metal Gear Solid actually plays than this translation. Yeah, those are my concluding thoughts for this session. Imagine a game based on either OSHA standards, like fire alarms. If Solid Snake comes in a forest, isn't he technically now Liquid Snake? I kind of prefer when deck builder games have some sort of consistent logic to what the cards are abstracting. Snake understands guns, thinking on gun easy, thinking on bandage hard. Is that what they're gamifying? Is that Snake is such a he's not a dumb meathead, but he is a kind of naive gun nut. And so the cost value that the cards represent, the flamethrower and the bandage, do they cost more because it just doesn't seem to fit his character? But the regular, ordinary silenced pistol and the regular soldiers moving around. Oh, Snake thinking about dodging bullets, that doesn't cost him a lot of brain cells. Brain cells! Is that what cost represents? Does the cost value on the cars represent how much brain cells your character is spending thinking about it as they perform their tactical actions? Does it cost Solid Snake 6 brain cells to think about things that sound like a normal part of his Solid Snake character arsenal? The chaff grenades, the claymores, the AK cost 6 brain cells. The body armor cost 5 brain cells. The bandage, though, costs 10 brain cells because you don't really... Solid Snake, when he gets hurt, he doesn't even bandage the wounds. He just eats chocolate to, like, take his mind off the pain. He just eats rations. So the rations, how much do those cost? Maybe we need to go back, organize them by category. Because this will really prove or disprove the fan theory, is if rations... If they cost as much as bandage... Yo! They cost only 4 brain cells! Okay, you might be onto something then. Who... Oh, sorry, Eddie. Who was it who suggested this? George is looking for elegant metaphors. I really am. Madly melancholy. You might have actually figured out the logic of what real-life, relatable human resources the video game currencies metaphorically represent. The cost, quote-unquote cost, this value, might not actually represent time. I mean, it might represent the intersection of time to brain cells. That is, how much brain cells it takes to think about the topic in the first place, intersecting with how smart the person is, which determines how fast they can think about it. Because, like, you know, the difference is intelligence in real life is a very complicated concept. It doesn't necessarily, like, mean how much stuff someone knows. A lot of times it can refer to, like, how fast someone solves a problem. So Snake is not a stupid guy, but he has specialties. So when he's outside of his specialty, he can still get the job done. It just will take a little more time and a little more brain cells than someone who's specialized in serums and bandages. Snake is specialized in boxes and body armors and rations. Kind of the thermal goggles. They're a little bit out of his wheelhouse, but he still knows what to do. When it comes to bandages, though, it takes him a minute to think about it. You know, in Gillian Seed, he's from a different universe. Same Kojima-verse, but different universe in an alternate timeline. So thinking about Gillian Seed is a little bit difficult for Snake, but not as hard as bandages. Thinking about Sokolov comes easy to him. Thinking about Eva comes harder to him. Eva makes him nervous. He wants to think about other things. Granin... I'm sorry. I don't know if the metaphor is very elegant, but for some reason Granin costs 0 brain cells and 0 time for Snake to think about and employ. Somehow, some way, there is a Granin card that exists in this system that makes time 15. This is a very abstract system. I have a very hard time explaining the logic of this game, let alone thinking about it, and I feel like what I just said out loud demonstrates the purpose of it. There is a Granin Lilinovich Granin card, and it costs 0 time to use, but it makes time be 15. Cost represents time. Granin makes the user's cost be 15. I don't know how I can explain it more elegantly than that. There is no easier way to explain this. Granin makes time 15. Granin makes time 15. Granin makes time 15.